morning, everyone. I hope I'm audible. So, this is our very first lab session that we are having. So, first we'll see the way in which the lab sessions will be rolling, things that we'll be doing in the lab sessions. So, I'll just labs, how we'll be conducting the labs and what will be the topics that we'll be covering in the lab sessions is what we'll deal with today initially, and then we'll move ahead with the topic. So this we are very well aware about the teaching scheme and the marks and all. So I'll move to the lab activities. So there are 10 different activities that we'll be doing in the labs, starting with the role play. During role play sessions, what we'll be doing is you'll be allowed to make your own group. Instructions will be provided accordingly whenever it's required. Why is role play important? Because we always have this idea that had I been in person A X's place, so say there's somebody who is the head of the department. Had I been the head of the department, I would have taken a different decision. Right? So that's what we think when some decision comes and we feel that the decision is not correct. So role plays are actually very important in workplace scenarios. Why? You are given a chance to fit yourself in somebody else's shoes and take a decision. So you have a very clear idea of why somebody has taken a decision like this, or this is the outcome of the activity, right? That's why the very first activity that we have is role plays. Second, we have letter writing, and it's mentioned formal letter writings. So already while we were discussing our lecture sessions, we had written communication, an entire unit on written communication. So because when I speak, words would vanish into thin air. When I write, it becomes more concrete. Especially in running a organization or a workplace smoothly, we are required to write. Let's say the organization falls into some trouble. Say maybe a legal aspect. So how do we prove that the institute had already taken a decision like this? With the help of written documents. So one of the important written document is a letter writing. So nowadays we don't write the letter, but we type it. Fine, but still that typed letter is required in any workplace or in any organization. Because when you are running an organization, there are different things that you deal with. Maybe you have ordered some stationery product for your organization, you have ordered some computer related material, you want to replace the material, or there's some damage in the material. So how do you tell the person that sometimes it happens is that you are delivered with the wrong product. So what is the proof that you had ordered product A and what you have received is product B? So that's the letter that you write. Let's see, this is the order I want to place. Right? So when you even place your order online, there's a summary that comes to you. Okay, you are placing this product. That's the color. This is the dimension, the measurements. Right. So similarly in workplace, letter plays an important role. So we'll be writing all different kinds of letters. Like beginning, very starting, will be beginning with the inquiry letters. Then order letters, sales letter, purchase letters, different kinds of letters, recommendation letters, etc. The second important aspect of written portion is that the vocabulary that we use with it. For every set of letter, there's a different set of vocabulary that you need to use. Every letter cannot have the same kind of vocabulary. Now, the format remains the same, but the set of vocabulary changes. That's why practice of different letters that we need to do. Now, the third topic which we will deal with is group discussion. Group discussion has become an inseparable part of job interviews. Moreover, group discussions have also become an important part of any organization that you join or that you start. That can be on any kind of a topic. Maybe it could be of any problem that's arising and how we can solve the problem, things like that. Or it could be a simple group discussion of how do we advertise our product better, how do we launch a new product, what's the new idea, something like that. Then we have presentations. Now here by presentations, we not only mean the PowerPoint that we have been preparing, but how to actually present it. Right? Because reading from the slide and presenting a slide are two different things. So here in the presentations, it's actually divided into three parts. That is the pre part, before the presentation, during the presentation, and after the presentation. Right? So it's actually divided into three portions: before, during, and after. So in presentations, we'll deal with two aspects. One, presenting your topic, that you as a presenter. So it would start with the presenter being well dressed and things like that. And the second portion of presentations would be making PowerPoint presentations. Most of us do make PowerPoint, but there are certain tips and tricks to make it better than the rest of the people. Right? Always we have this desire to be a little different from the rest of the candidates or the rest of the crowd. So how can we be little different? We'll take help from little. We can take help of little tips and tricks which will help you make your presentation better. The fifth topic is book review, and it's written preferably related to self-development. So already there's a list of books that has been prescribed in the syllabus. Most probably we'll take those. And why self-development? Because we have an entire unit on self-development. We're not just supposed to help the organization grow, but we are also supposed to help ourselves grow as well. So how can we grow better? So how can we develop ourselves in terms of our knowledge, in terms of the experience that we are going to gain, etc. So that's why reviewing a book with certain kind of information which helps one person to grow. The next topic that we have is mock interviews. So interviews have become an better inseparable part of any organization, whether you want to start an organization or whether you want to join some organization. So mock interviews, again, there are 2-3 things that we will be doing. One, the preparation for an interview, that is before the interview, during the interview, and after the interview. So how do we deal with things? What do we need to prepare before the interview, and what do we need to do during the interview, and what we will do after the interview. Right? So it's a package of three things. Moreover, mock interview will give you an idea of what kind of questions are they asking and what kind of answers are they expecting. Now, see, some of you will tell me, ma'am, we don't want to be job takers, we want to be job givers. We want to be entrepreneurs. So, again, this mock interview will help you. How will they help you? They'll help you identify the correct candidate for your business. You'll not do your business alone, right? So, in either of the cases, whether you want to become a job taker or a job giver, mock interviews will help you. What kind of questions can you expect to be asked in interviews, and what kind of answers are expected? The question could be as simple as what are your hobbies, or maybe it could be as hard as a question from your uh, specialization, that is computer engineering. Right? So, but how do we answer? Sometimes interviewers are not looking for the correct answer, they are looking for the way you find a solution to that problem. So the way you are different from the rest, you know the rest of the crowd, how do you become different from them? That's what's expected, and that's what we are going to learn in this part. So we very well know the different answers that we can give to different questions, but how do we make it better is what we are going to learn. What can we add so that our answer becomes different from anybody else who is with us in the interview, right? So how to stick out from the crowd is what we'll be learning, polishing and learning in our mock interviews. Then we have report writing. As I said, concreteness comes when you write it down, when you have a paper or a document. For any organization, documentation is an important aspect. So what is a report? Reports are written after an activity is done. And after a decision is taken, then somebody writes a report. So why do we write a report after a decision is already taken? Every time, it is not necessary that the decision that you take would be in the benefit of the larger group, that is, of a larger benefit to the organization. So when you write a report, what can happen is you can make marks. Okay, within decision A, 3 things went good, 2 things were not that good. So the next person who steps in, let's say once the decision was taken by a group of 5 people, then the company decided to add more people and review the scenario and give another decision. So they'll see that group A has already made decision 1, 2, 3. Out of it, decision 1 and 2 worked, 3 is not working. So what we can do to make 3 work? Then again they would give their decisions, and then so on and so forth, right? So reports are written to keep a record of what worked and what did not work, then what did not work and what did we do to make it work, something like that. That's why even though report is written in the past, that is after the decisions have been taken, reports are equally important. Number 8 would be having case studies related to units 4, 5 and 6, that is units related to ethics, etiquettes and self-development. Now in the syllabus itself, G2 has given us a web link where we'll have case studies. By case studies, we mean that in a particular scenario, somebody has taken a decision and what were the outcomes. So we are not assuming it has already happened. So there is a case which is given to us and we will study the case, right? So especially this link, I've already uploaded the syllabus. You can go to the link and check it. This link has case studies from various branches. So not only can you relate to what happens and what kind of decisions can be taken in your branch, you can also go and look into other branches of engineering which are working here, right? So you can compare the studies that happen with respect to different branches. Next, we'll have conducting meeting and minutes of the meeting. Now, this is again a threefold thing. One of the aspects will be dealt in the lecture session, that is called agenda of meeting. So agenda is written before the meeting, conducting the meeting is the actual meeting, and minutes of the meeting is something which is written after the meeting. Again, as I said, documentation is important so that you can go back to what is written. I might forget a word or two. We had a meeting and we'll have 4 assignments, but I don't remember whether it is 4 written assignments or 2 assignments written and 2 assignments oral. So how do I find out? I find out from the minutes of the meeting. And the last thing that we will do is practical assessment, which is equal to the Viva. Viva will be taken on the base of all the theories and the practical works that we have done, the practice sessions that we have had with different kinds of lab activities. It also carries 10 marks in your assessment part. Right. Now, how will our labs flow? Because we need to know it is 120 minutes. So now this lab activities or the strategies for this conduction of lab has been divided into 3 different ways based on the activities that we will do. So now this flow of the lab is for the 3 activities mentioned, that is role play, group discussion, and case studies. If you see, these 3 activities are more oral activities, right? More of speaking, less of writing, kind of. So this is the structure for it. So in the first 5 minutes, we will have opening remarks. Then we'll have 15 minutes of instructions and brainstorming. By brainstorming, we mean that we'll be jotting down ideas of what we can do, what not to do, things like that. Then we'll have 60 minutes of discussion. So it would be group wise. So almost 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes per group. Groups will be decided accordingly in the lab session itself. Then 5 minutes will be spared for useful resources. So things which you can refer to. You can have more examples from what is provided in the lab. You can study on your own as well. 5 minutes for question and answer and recall, that is recalling what we did in the lab session. For 10 minutes, we'll have the quiz. As I said, even in the lab sessions, quiz would be an integral part of our sessions for any session that is a lab or the lecture in effective technical communication subject. 5 minutes will spare for attendance and 5 minutes for closing remarks. So this is the flow for the 3 topics, that is role play, group discussion, and case studies. Now if we take up the other 3 topics, that is letter writing, report writing, and minutes of meeting, that's MOM. That's the acronym we are using. So opening remarks and closing remarks stay as it is. Here if you see, these are more of writing activities, not speaking or oral activities. So we'll have 30 minutes of instruction timing and brainstorming. So with this instruction and brainstorming, it here means that you'll be given the structure, the format, and a sample. Then the actual thing starts where you have to write. That is 60 minutes. There would be 3 tasks of 20 minutes each. That 60 minutes is subdivided into 20 minutes each, and there would be 3 tasks of writing any particular topic. So if it is a letter writing, there would be 3 tasks for letter writing. Now if it's a report writing, 3 tasks for report writing, something like that. 5 minutes again will be sharing useful resources which you can refer to for more guidance, more appropriate way of writing, or you want to have more vocabulary in that case. 10 minutes for your quiz and discussion, 5 minutes for attendance, and then we'll be closing the session with the closing remarks. Now last 2 topics, that is book review and presentation. The flow will be a little different. There'll be 5 minutes for opening remarks, 20 minutes for instruction and brainstorming, 80 minutes for presentation, ideally taking the class or a lab session of 3 to 4 minutes, 5 minutes for useful resources, 5 minutes for attendance and 5 minutes for closing remarks. Please take a note for this presentation part will not be having a quiz. I hope I'm clear with the flow of the sessions. The flow of the session is clear? Don't have.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. So as I told you about the quiz as well, I've already informed that even in the lab sessions, we'll be having small quizzes, similar kind of quizzes that we have in the lecture session. That is 5 short answers or objective type quiz through a Google form that you will complete in the lab session itself. There's time given for it. So we'll begin with something that gives you marks, and we need a little time for it. So book review. Today we are starting with book review. So has any one of you reviewed a book before? You have done it on your own, or you have done it in school, or you have read somewhere about it? Fine. We have not reviewed books. Do you listen to the radio? Yes, we listen to the radio. So now it has become a little more on the net, maybe Amazon Prime or Netflix, somewhere. But a time when movies were released in theaters, we used to have somebody on the radio tell us whether we should spend an amount to see the movie in the theater or not. He was actually reviewing the film for us. I'm giving you the example of a movie because we have been frequent listeners to this reviews. So book review is something similar. So when you have to review a movie, you have to first see the movie. Similarly, when you have to review a book, you have to first read the book. And that is why we are picking up this assignment at the very early stage of our semester. The reason being, we want time to read it before we can review it. Okay? So it's the first step in any book review is to read the book, to select the book. Right? So what will we do now is, first we need to know why we are doing something. So it actually gives book review is actually the reader's opinion about what he or she has read and understood. And you cannot pick up that person X said this about the book, or the New York Times has ranked it as the bestseller. Right? Book reviews are your independent views about the book. You can take somebody's quote as a foundation that, see, he said it and even I liked it. Right? It is actually an chance given to the audience to respond or react. Right? How do I tell that the book is very nice? So by reviewing it. It helps to promote the book. Moreover, it highlights the best sections of the book. It's actually like a link or a bridge between the writer and the readers, or that's the audience in his case. When you upload somebody, he is more boosted up to write. Right? A book review could be a part of a newspaper, a magazine, a blog, or a YouTube video. So it's not necessary that it is always written in form. It could be oral as well. The way we listen to movie reviews on the radio, it's more of oral. Somebody is telling us, you are listening to it. So it's not necessary that every time book reviews can be or should be written. They could be oral as well. They could be also a part of the YouTube video. Right? So there are a few titles that are prescribed in the syllabus. To be precise, there are 22 titles. So I'll read the book title and the author for you. So the first one is You Can Win by Shiv Khera. It's a very popular book, and almost all of us have heard of the author as well. Then, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Getting Things Done. That's the Art of Stress-Free Productivity by David Allen. Quiet, The Power of Introverts in a World That Can't Stop Talking. Suzanne Cain. The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. The Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. This also is a title that most of us are aware about. That's by Stephen Covey. What to Say When You Talk to Yourself by Dr. Shed Helmstetter. The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman. The Art of Thinking Clearly by Ralph Dubelli. These are the first 10 titles. Then we have Upside Down Key by Sudha Murthy. Who has not heard of Sudha Murthy? Born to Be Happy by Pramod Batra. Kiss That Frog by Brian Tracy. Build from Scratch by Vineet Bajpai. Ten Much by A.G. Krishnamurthy. Poor Little Rich Slum by Rashmi Bansal. Our Iceberg is Melting by John Paul Cotter. More and More by Mahatria Rao. The Third Curve by Mansoor Ali Khan. Selected Short Stories of Rabindranath Tagore by William Rudise. That Thou Art by Dhruv Bhatt. And the last title is Old Man and the Sea by Ernest Hemingway. Now, what we are supposed to do right away is we are supposed to make a choice of the book. I'm giving you some time. You first see the first 10 titles. Because there are 22 titles and there are 21 of us, so the titles are more. We have a lot of choice to make. So we'll not allow the same title to be taken by two students. Say, for example, if I am a student and I select the book, The Old Man and the Sea, nobody else can do it. So how do I make other people know that I have selected it? Once you have made a choice, kindly note in the chat box that I will select this book for book review. We are doing it right away in this session so that we have some time, a little over a month, because we require this book review assignment in the month of August, the first week of August. So 4 weeks where we can read it and then you can review it. Just don't type the title right away. What I'm doing is I'm giving you some time, let's say 10 minutes of time, to do your own little research. Which book would you like to read? Now let's say they're all in one way or the other little motivational in nature. So which one would you like to read? You can look into internet, you can search a little on your mobile phone before you take a decision, right? Because we'll not be allowing you to switch the titles after some time, because we don't want to waste our time in just selecting the book. We want to read it and review it, right? Now, apart from this, if you have a title in mind, let's say you are making use of the time that you have right now and you're reading a particular book, you can mention the book to me. We'll be allowing you, apart from the list, I'll be allowing you to review a book which is motivational in nature. Let's say you are reading Stephen Hawking's The Theory of Everything. That's a small example I'm giving. Now, that book has an aspect of motivation in it. How does it have an aspect of motivation? The person himself is suffering from a disease, right? Part of science cannot solve or help him in it, but still he's writing about science, right? His disease is not, his physical disability is not stopping him from writing. So a kind of motivation in its own kind. So if you're already reading certain kinds of books, you can let me know in the chat box, and then if it is a motivational, I'll allow you. So you can have a look at the books and you can tell me. So we've got already two people with How to Win Friends and Influence People. So one of you has to change it. You can talk to each other and make a different choice. You want me to shift to the next 12, you let me know. If you want me to change the slide, you please let me know.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes,
Hello.
yes, Gaurav.
Ma'am, these books will be available in library or not?
Some of them will be available in the library. Some of them you can get on the internet. I'll share the resource from where you can download these books. Once we make a little choice of it, right?
Okay.
I have an idea that the Old Man in the Sea, the Alchemist, the Seven Habits of Effective, the seven of highly effective people. These are available in our library, right?
Okay.
But I will also share a resource where you can get the book online, a PDF copy of the book, so that in case you are not able to visit the library or borrow the book from the library with the present scenario, you can still read the book. Just wait for a few more minutes, and I'll be sharing the resource next.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah,
Thanks.
welcome. I hope everyone has made a choice by now. I can see most of you have made your choices. Don't worry about finding the book. I'll be helping you out with it. Don't worry. Many of the titles are available in the library, but in case we are unable to access the library due to the current scenario that we have, there is a website which you can visit, and you'll find a PDF copy of your book there. I've written the title. You can copy that and search for your book over there. Now, apart from that, you must have received an email from me. If you can check your institute email ID, there's an email that I have sent. So I have actually shared uh, a folder in the Google Drive. Now I'll show you that as well, so that we have an idea what to do. See, I have shared this folder named as 3EC2 year 2020-2021 with you. Now, if you open that folder, you will see three subfolders. Each folder is divided into this labeled according to your lab batches. So lab batch A, lab batch B, lab batch C. So if you click into your lab batch A, there are further folders which have actually the activities that we'll be doing for our lab sessions. It's already titled there. You have to go to the book review folder. There you can see that there's a Excel sheet shared with you. When you click on the Excel sheet, it will show you your enrollment number and your name. Here, the book which you have selected, the book that you have selected for your book review, you are supposed to type it in right away, so that, like, though we have typed it in our chat box, if somebody has missed that this book has been taken, they can always see it over here. Every one of us can access it. So I'm giving you some time to access this Excel sheet and type in the name of your book, so that we confirm, everybody has a confirmation of their book has not been selected twice. And so I'm giving you 5 minutes of time to type out your the name of your books here in this book review Excel sheet that I have shared. So kindly type it out there. There, there are two people who have selected this, The Old Man and the Sea. Kindly discuss, and one of you has to change it. So we have 3 minutes more to just note down the name of the book that you have selected. Then we can go ahead with the format of the book review. Two people have selected You Can Win. So again, I think one of us has to change it. Joy and Bautik, they have selected this. So one of you has to make a change. Fine. For those of you, there are a few, 3 or 4 of you who are still pending to write the name of the book. What you can do is you can complete it by the end of the day, and you can also have a look at things your will, because we'll start now with the format of the book review, right? So we'll start the presentation for it. So these are the books, and if you find something more interesting, as I said, if it is motivational in nature, if the book has some motivational aspects to it, we can always have it for our book review. We are referring to these titles because they are prescribed in our syllabus, but we can always move out of the title with a similar kind of a book, right? So these are the choices that you have. You can finalize it by today. Right, now let's look at the format for book review. There's a format for it. Fine. So wherever it is mentioned page numbers, please understand that the order in which information should come, right? So you cannot have only some things on one page, so it's the order. So if page 1 is order, so the first thing that we need on the book review is your information. Who is reviewing the book? Right? So your name, your full name, your full enrollment number. So not the last few digits, but the whole enrollment number, your class, your division, and your semester. So your class is EC 3. EC 3 means that's the semester 3. EC and division 2. So 3 EC 2. Or you can either write 3 EC2 or you may write EC2 semester 3. Right? Now page 2 or in sequence, the second portion of the information that we require is the general information of the book. So it begins with the title. That's the title of the book. Now if you see, everything over here is aligned to the left. So aligned to the left, not because we want it to look beautiful, but that's the how things are. Most of the things in nowadays are aligned to the left in the format, except for the title. So if you see, the title is center aligned. Similarly, rest of the things will be aligned to your left or to the margin side of the book. If you are confused with the left and right, the title should be center aligned. The title should be in the center. Then you have the name of the author. So here again, as I said, mention the full name of the author. Let's say you're writing Tagore, for example. Right? You cannot write just Tagore. You have to write Rabindranath Tagore. Will not even allow R. Tagore. Full name means you write the whole name. That is Rabindranath Tagore. Then the publication date. Now each book has a date in which it was published, which it was published. Right? So here I don't want a specific date because we might not be able to find the specific date. By specific date, I mean we don't want the date in the form of the day, the month, and the year. Most of the books would either mention the month and the year or the year only. They don't mention specific dates in book publication at times. If you have the full date, not a problem. If you do not have it, then we'll either require the month and the year, or the year itself would work. By month and year, it's always written there that it's January 2017 or 2017, etc. The publisher, who has published the book, the name of the publisher. Now these details, I'll mention that these details are found just after the title page. That is, you have a book cover, then there's a title page. When you turn the title page, on your left you will find these details. So the publisher, where or who has published the book. So there are numerous publishers which we know of. That is, let's say Cambridge University Press or Universities Press, Oxford University Press, or we more popularly know it as OUP or Pearson. So whosoever is the publisher. Then the edition, is it the first, second, third edition? It will be also mentioned in the same page. Why do we need to know the edition? At times there are books where information is updated. So we want to know which book you have referred to, so that the information that you provide in the book review is correct or matches with the information that is there in the book of that edition. Let's say even if we take the minutest of care, sometimes there may be certain portion which is not published properly and you have to redo it, right? So you can mention the edition to showcase that you are referring to this book when the information was particularly like something like this. Let's say for example, surveys related to environment, they change and they are updated as and when another survey is conducted, right? So that's why the edition of the book is very important, because information may clash. Let's say we say there is a depletion in the ozone hole and it's just 2%. Maybe it was 2% 2 years ago. Now, right now it is increased to 4%. Right? So I'm mentioning, see, there's very little of it. We can do a lot for the environment when I'm reviewing the book. So the information provided by me would be incorrect. It would not be matching to what has been mentioned in the book. So that's why to match the information properly, we require the edition. So we correctly mention it, or we correctly connect it to what the information in the book given. The next information that we require is the genre of the book. By genre, I mean what kind of book it is. Is it a comedy? Is it motivational? Is it a tragedy? Is it fiction? Is it a collection of short stories? Now, if you see, there's a title which says selected stories of Rabindranath Tagore. So when I say selected stories, it's more than one. Right? So what is the kind of book? Which kind of book it is? Then you'll have to mention the number of pages. That's really easy. You can find out in the book itself. Then the next two things are really, really important. First, the special feature of the book. If you take up certain books, they'll have special features. Maybe the cover page is quite attractive. Maybe there's a map or a diagram or a graph given it. If you take Gulliver's Travels, it has maps in it. It has a small map of an island, the floating island, or the island of the small people, something like that. So you have to mention the special feature about the book that you have selected. The next and the most important information is the ISBN number. So ISBN, it's the International Standard Book Number. The way for your identification in a university, you are given an enrollment number. Right? Most of the time, that's your identity for your years of education that you have in that university. In any particular university, you have a number, and there are a fixed number of digits. Like everybody in your class has the same number of digits, not the same digits, but the number of digits it's same. Say 12 digits, 14 digits, 16 digits. So if say university follows a system of having 16 digits in the enrollment number, it remains same across the board. Like, so even if you're in semester 1 or semester 3, the number of digits does not matter, but the numbers in the enrollment number would matter, the digits in the enrollment number. Similarly, every book is given a number, a unique identification number, which is known as the International Standard Book Number, ISBN. You can find the ISBN of a book, as I said, in the title page, or if you flip the book over in the back cover, there's a barcode which is given, and there's either an 11 digit or a 13 digit number given to you or given to that book. Now, if you wish to check that ma'am is saying that it's the International Standard Book Number, it's the identity of a book. And when you type that number or that set of numbers in Google and you search, it will show you the title of the book. Right? Why a variation of 11 and 13? Because initially books were published. You could find books in hard copy. That is, you can hold the book and you can read it. Now we have also one more form of publication, that's the online PDF copies of the same book. That's why the same book could have little changes in the last one or two digit to show whether it is a print copy or is it a PDF copy. Right? So it's very important. It would be either a 11 digit or a 13 digit number. The ISBN, you can find it in the page, left hand side page of the after the title page, or you can find it in the back cover of the book. Right? So these two things, I hope I'm clear. Now if you see these two things, there's nothing innovative about it. It's whatever is given and we are noting, but it is very important and crucial information. You cannot it's crucial information, so you cannot make changes in the information over here, right? So this is what you are supposed to write and note as it is, but it's a crucial part of the book review. Now when you move to page 3, or in order or the sequence, information 3 is actually the actual book review that you are supposed to do. Your views regarding the book, keeping in mind the following questions. Please remember, you are not going to write a question answer. These questions are actually guidelines. Sometimes we fall into this confusion, madam, how much should I write? Should it be 1 paragraph, 2 paragraph, 3 paragraph? It should be this much, is what I am trying to help you with. So when somebody reads 3 or 4 paragraphs of your book review, these 5 questions should be answered. The person should not have confusion in terms of these 5 questions. So these 5 questions are actually your guidelines to write the book review. Please remember, you are not supposed to write it as question and answers. You are supposed to write it in the form of paragraphs. I hope I'm making myself clear. Right? We are not writing it in the form of question and answer. We are supposed to write it in the form of a paragraph or paragraphs, and these questions should be kept in mind when you are writing. So these points will be covered. So the first point is, what was the story about? A brief summary of the story. As I said, some of you might have books which have not one story but a collection of 3-4 stories. So there what you can do is that you can start by writing that it's a collection of these 5 stories. Every story would have its title. Let's say if you're taking Rabindranath Tagore, one of his works is The Post Office. So a selected short stories of Rabindranath Tagore is a collection of the few of his short stories, and the title of the short stories are number 1, The Post Office, number 2, and then whatever the titles are included, right? In case you have a collection. Now here you are free to give the spoiler. It is, you are free to tell what and how, what are the twists. Somebody's mic has switched on. We have a question. Are there any doubts? Okay. So here, as I said, when you're mentioning the summary of the story, you are free to give the spoiler. You are free to hide the spoiler. That depends actually all upon who is reviewing the book. You don't want to give a spoiler, that's fine. But a short summary of it. So what would be in the short summary is who were the major and minor characters. So if you have characters. If you don't have characters, then there would be incidences where people told you about how one incident motivated him. So you can always write that there are no characters in the book, or maybe the characters are not major or minor, but it's about the incidences that inspired the author. Right? So make changes according to the book that you have selected. These are thick guidelines. These are just guidelines that are given. Right? What is applicable to your book, you apply. What is not, you can leave out, or you can include what is missing in here in this case. So, what was the major role of, or the role of characters in the story, or what was the role of the characters in the incident that happened in the story? Now, who was your favorite character and why? Here, if you have a character, you can tell that he or she was my favorite character and the qualities that you liked of the character. Or if it is a collection of incidences, this incident number 5 was really important and I liked that incident. Right? If it has a collection of stories, then you can say that story number 2 was my favorite story. Right? Something like that. So here you're supposed to answer in that manner. When I say your favorite character, it could mean a character, incident, or a story that you liked if it is a collection of stories. I've also mentioned further that if your book has motivational stories, which story motivated you? So you can pick and choose what to include, what not to include. This is just a broad outline of things that are happening or things that can be covered in a book review. You are free to make changes according to the book that you have selected. Right? So maybe some books might have incidences, some books might have characters. That's how it is differing. Right? And remember, not in the form of question answers, but in the form of writing paragraphs. So that's sequence the third portion of information that will come. Now, page 4 and 5, these are also based on your views and opinions, purely your views and opinions of the book. First question is, again, remember, not in the form of a question answer, but in the form of paragraphs, right? But all inclusive of answering this question. So, did you like the book? Now, why such a question? Sometimes we pick up a book, we are interested in the initial stages when we are reading the book. After some time, we feel that no, this is not the book for me. Right? It happens with us in case of few books. So here it is, did you like the book or did you not like the book? The question is asked in that manner that did you find the book interesting? So what I can say is that let's say in the first few chapters were really interesting. It held me down. Held me down means I could not leave the book. I was reading and reading. But as I progressed towards the end, I felt that it was quite an expected end. There was nothing that surprised me, or there was no surprising in the end, or there was no twist in the end of the book. Right? So that's how you answer it. If you say that the book built your interest chapter by chapter until the end, it was very interesting, you felt like just finish reading it, that is also fine. Right? So what was your most favorite or least favorite part of the book? Here again, as I said, we pick up a book, sometimes we like some parts, we sometimes dislike the parts. So you can write about the parts that you liked, places that you did not like. It's a you can note that over here that this was the most favorite part that I have, and this was the least favorite of the part which I had. Now the next question is quite crucial. Could you relate to any of the characters? Understand over here, characters, incidences, or stories in the story. Have you ever done or felt some of the things that the characters did? Usually books are inspired from things happening in the society. So we can relate to the characters or we can relate to the incidences in the book. Right. So were you able to relate to anything in the book that you have selected? I'll give a very simple example. There's a book by Chetan Bhagat. We are more aware of the books he writes because of the movies that are made. So this 5 Point Someone, which was an inspiration for the Hindi movie Three Idiots. Now we could relate to it. Some of our friends tell us, "I did not read," and then that's the same friend who's topping the class. or maybe you read and read and read, you might not get to the examination hall due to reason 1 or reason 2, right? So you can relate to it. This is what I mean by relating to characters in the story. So could you relate to anybody in the story that you have uh, read, or the book that you have picked up? It's that you would do. And the last section in this page 4, is very interesting. We love to give opinions because giving opinions is free of cost. You don't have to pay, or the other person does not have to pay. So this part is where, if I had been in the author's place, I'll not let the central character die. If you could change something in the book, what would it be? Now this is very interesting, because it will give a perspective of the reader over here. It will give you a chance to maybe give a different ending, or maybe a different beginning to the book, or maybe uh, let's say there's only one character in the book, you could add more. And so whatever change you think, change in the terms, not supposed to forcefully change anything in the book, but when you feel like, at places we feel that, let's say the end of the book was quite obvious, had the author had something more secretive about it, it would be very nice, and it would give scope for a sequel to the book. And so if you feel that you should have some changes, what would those changes be? So that's portion 4. The last part of a book review: who would you recommend the book to? uh, let's say you have heard on the radio that, particular actor's fan would love the movie, though it's not that good, but if you're a fan of this particular actor, then you should see the movie. Similarly, what kind of an audience would like to read this kind of a book? Let's say my friend loves to read adventure and thriller and suspense book. This is the best book I can recommend. So here I can write that people who love adventure and thrill and are fond of suspense would love the book greatly. Right? Something like that you have to mention. Let's say we take the example of Harry Potter books. They are equally popular amongst young children as well as adults, right? So there are certain books that grasp your attention despite whatever age you are. So you are supposed to write a recommendation that is within 2 3 lines, that who would like this book. Maybe some people who are interested in the similar kind of genre, maybe some people would love to read it because it has got everything. It's got drama, it's got sad moments, happy moments, thriller, suspense, whatever it is. And lastly, you are supposed to give the book a rating out of 5. So you're giving it a 4 star, a 3 star. And just because I like the number 3, or 3 is my lucky number, I'll give a 3 to the book, is not what you are supposed to do. You're supposed to write a reason. Let's say I loved the book. Uh, it was faultless. There was no fault in the book. That's why I'll give a 4.5. I can also give a 5 on 5 to this book. I want to give this book a 3 star because I did not find the end to be that interesting. It was the same things that were said. It was just like any other book that you read. Right? So give a proper reason for why you are rating the book. Remember, I want your ratings and not the ratings of the New York Times or any other magazine which is rating books. So we don't want ratings from the books, your own ratings. If you were a book reviewer, how would you rate it? And why would you rate it the way you have rated it? Right? So this is what is required from you when you do the book review. Do not worry, we don't want it in the next lab. As I said, we want it in the month of August, the first week of August. So we have almost a month with us to do the book review. I hope there are no doubts with the format. I hope the format is. I hope the format is clear. Fine. I have done a sample book review. You can have a look at it, so it will give you an idea about what is expected from you. The book is a so I'll show you the sample which I have reviewed with the same format that I have given to you. That's a sample. So page 1, I've written my name. I've got an enrollment number. As I said, full enrollment number, semester 3, MA English. You will have to write computer engineering EC2 semester 3. So the book that I have selected it is Wings of Fire. It's by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. The year of publication is the year 1999. The publisher is Universities Press. The genre of the book, it is an autobiography, and there are 300 pages in the book. The cover page has a picture of Abdul Kalam, as it is his autobiography. It's aptly there, and this is the ISBN number, that is 8173711461. That's page 2. All correct information you have to note down over here. Now this is where I started reviewing it. So it says that Wings of Fire is an autobiography that can enlighten and encourage a common man to take interest in technology and science. The book gives details of the initial days of space research in India. It also includes a few rare pictures from the early days of space research. The book also introduces the readers to scientists who have worked hard and contributed to the field on space research in India, like Dr. Vikram Sarabhai and Dr. Brahm Prakash. There are a variety of by his over here we mean Abdul Kalam, his interactions with his loved ones, friends and educators. The content of the book is filled with various monochrome pictures like learning from educators, Kalam's upbringing in Rameshwaram, and many more. As the book progresses, the details of Kalam working in the field is described. How he works constantly to improvise and make things work that initially turn into failures. We also find various interactions that Kalam has had with various educational institutions, which is mentioned in the book. The Wings of Fire is the journey of an ordinary man with exceptional talents and the desire to achieve and fulfill his dreams. It narrates the tale of a far-sighted leader whose actions speak louder than his words. This is my review of the book. So they're not supposed to exactly stick to what is written, but it's a sample that you can follow. As I said, no question answers paragraphs. This is what I meant when I said that the questions that are there are actually your guidelines. So if you can see Kalam, I've mentioned it's an autobiography. So Kalam is the major character. The minor or other characters that are mentioned, or the other people who are mentioned, are like people like Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, Dr. Brahm Prakash, who have been working with Indian space research, right? They are mentioned here. So page 4. Did you like the book or not? If you remember the questions. So the book was a treat for me. I liked the book a lot. I'm inspired by the incident. There's an incident where I'm inspired a lot. I'm inspired by the incident where Dr. Kalam tells about a small incident in his life. He tells that he bagged the 9th position for the post of a fighter pilot, where there were 8 slots out of 25 candidates. So there were 8 openings. 25 candidates had applied, and Dr. Kalam, out of those 25 candidates, he was on the 9th position. He actually was desperate to pursue a career in flying. So when he missed this opportunity, this golden chance, just by 1 position, he felt very low about it. But he decided to visit the Shivananda ashram in Rishikesh. He was very religious from the beginning, his father being a religious preacher, and he has seen things happening where you don't see hope, and out of the blue help comes. So he himself was also very much inclined towards being religious. So he went to the Shivananda ashram in Rishikesh because he had appeared for his interview for this fighter pilot in Delhi. From there, he went to Rishikesh. There, he met Swami Shivanand, who could make out the sadness in Kalam. And his words to Kalam were, "We are predestined to become whatever it is in life. When the time is correct, it will be unfolded." So, this lines actually inspired Kalam, uh, where he had dreamt of becoming a fighter pilot, but could not uh, grab the opportunity. He missed it by a small chance. But then he actually worked in the same kind of the field where he did not get to fly the planes, but he got to make things that people would use and fly. Right? This helped. These words helped Kalam gain trust in his hard work. This incident inspired me as well, because failures are meant to teach important things, and at the correct moment, things that are hazy and things that are unclear in the beginning become more visible and clear to us. So again, you can see I have not answered in the question answer form, but it's a paragraph, but things are covered from section 4 or page 4. And the last one is page 5. I would recommend this book to a reader who requires a little support in life to come to try and understand the worth of hard work. Sometimes some books would make a change in your life, right? So it inspires people to try new ways of exploring things, and thus turning failures into success. I would rate the book 4.5 out of 5. It gives examples from the life of a middle class common man who was talented and dreamt of bigger things in life. The book gives the hope to readers that dreams do come true if we work continuously towards fulfilling your dreams. I'd like to quote Dr. Kalam here: "Dream is not what you see in sleep, it is the thing that doesn't let you sleep." This is how I have completed my book review. You can do something similar. You're not supposed to exactly copy it, but something similar is expected from you. So this was a sample according to the format that I have provided, and I've also selected a book that is not there in the list, so that I don't review it for you. You can read, explore your book, and you can review it for yourself. So this is what I have tried to do, is try to form a sample out of the format that is given. This PPT is already uploaded in the e-content of our university's login portal. So you can always get it from there, so that you can have a look at the format, sit down, give some time and think about it. And these are some of the useful resources. When I say resources, I mean you can refer to this website or this YouTube video to make your book review. Why? Because everybody's format remains the same, but it's the vocabulary that you use that will make your book review different from the rest. So these few websites would give you an idea of what kind of vocabulary can you use during your book review, what things you can include, how you can include them. Like let's say Goodreads is a very nice website which has got beautiful reviews of books, right? So let's say you have a similar kind of a book with similar kind of stories, right? You can take help from Goodreads, that okay, this is the word I can use. Instead of saying the book is motivational, you can say it's an inspiring book, right? The suspense is maintained till the end of it. The book is such intriguing, right? So it's like, it's so interesting, you cannot leave it midway, so you have to finish it. So you can refer to these resources. There are few resources which are websites, there are few videos. Do not worry, these are not the only resources, these are the few good ones which I have mentioned. You can refer to other resources that you find as well. There is no harm in referring to as many resources as we can, but these are the better ones which I found. You can add to the list, there is no problem to it, but you can refer to it so that it gives you a more clear idea of how book reviews are done, what you can do to make your book review little better. So I hope uh, we now have clarity on the book review with the sample provided and the resources that are provided. Right? There should not be any doubt about the small things that I said, like not answering it like question answer, or not uh, just answering it right away, trying to make paragraphs, or trying to make all the five questions come into harmony with each other. That is what is expected. Fine. So this is what you are supposed to do in book review. So we have any doubts, queries? The audience is quite attentive. No doubts and no queries. Fine. So we'll move ahead. In that case, we don't have a doubt. It's as a part of every lab, as I told, that will be. I think we have missed the portion where we have quiz. So what I'll do is I'll paste the link of the quiz in the chat box. Just give me a moment. This is your quiz. Uh, this is your quiz for lab 1 about book reviews. You can start attempting the quiz. I see you have completed your quiz. I'm happy to see that most of you are scoring either 4 or 5. That's very nice. I appreciate that fact. Uh, so the attendance time, I'll just call out your last 2 digits of your enrollment number, and you can just say either say a yes or type a yes, whatever is possible in your case. So 47, enrollment number 47, Anas Khokar. So 47 is absent. So 49,
Yes, ma'am.
50, 51, 53,
Yes, ma'am.
54,
Yes, ma'am.
56, 58,
Yes, ma'am.
65, 65. Okay, I've got it. 67,
Yes, ma'am.
68,
Yes, ma'am.
69,
Yes, ma'am.
72,
Yes, ma'am.
73,
Yes, ma'am.
82,
Yes, ma'am.
85,
Yes, ma'am.
89,
Yes, ma'am.
91,
Present, ma'am.
96, Raj Soni. Okay, yeah, got it. 100,
Yes, ma'am.
101. So only one person is absent. That is enrollment number 47. Now for the next lab, we have role plays that we are going to do. So when we come to the next lab, you're supposed to already decide your group, because it's a role play. We will allow either 2, 3, or 4 people in one group. So if when you come for the next lab, come prepared that these are the people that will be with me for my role play activity. Right. So as I said, either it could be a pair, that is 2 people, 3 people, or 4. That's the maximum amount of people that we can have, because there's an odd number of students in our lab. That's why I'm allowing till 4. Right. So it's not necessary every group is a group of 4, but it could be 2, 3, or 4. Right. Now for this book review, we had earlier mentioned in our lectures that we'll be maintaining a book for this subject. You call it your classwork book or you call it your assignment book, whatever it is. You did not make separate assignment for book review. Within the same book, you can have a section and you can write it in the book. So we'll be accepting handwritten assignments. We'll not be accepting something which is typed out. Because there's 4 weeks of time given, that's almost 30-35 days given to you. When I say first week of August, it does not mean just the first of August. It means when your lab comes in the first week, that day would be the last day for submission. So on or before that day, you are supposed to submit your book review. So it's almost 1 month and 3-4 days above it, so 33 to 35 days. So you are expected to read the book. I've already given you a website where you'll find PDF copies of book and you can download it for free. In case you do not find the book, kindly inform me so that we can either change the book or I can give you some other option for the book review, right? When I say inform me, it means by the end of this week. So by this Saturday, the first thing that you do is you search your book and get hold of a PDF copy of the book, right? In case you are unable to find it, you inform me so that we can make a change, or I can give you some option that is available. I hope I'm making myself clear. When I say you inform me, it means that by this Saturday, not after that. Because if you delay searching for the book, it means it will reduce the time in which you have to read the book, right? So do not delay. The advice would be you would search for the book on the website which is provided to you. If unable to find it, you inform me so that I can give you few other options from where you can select, right, which would be available, and you can select from there. In case I've already shared this Google Drive with you with your lab batch, so whatever activities we are doing in our lab sessions, we are supposed to keep on updating it from time to time. Let's say during the lab you had decided a book, but maybe you could not find it, so you can go back to the sheet, Excel sheet, and see which book is not selected, and you can search for that book. Or as I mentioned, one or two books have been repeated twice. Make sure by the end of the day, that is by today evening, let's say 5, you see that your book does not match with any other book in the list. Right? So no two students have the same name in the books. You can call up your friends and you can decide who is changing the book. I hope I'm clear about it. Right, so we don't want people reviewing the same books, so we want a variety of reviews. That's why this rule of not selecting the same book has been told to you. Fine. I hope you do not have any doubts. In case you have a doubt, you can always drop a WhatsApp message or an email to me, and the doubt will be solved. So as of now, if we do not have any doubts, so for our next lab, the topic is role play, and for role play, for the opening remarks, I'll already share in the drive itself. I'll share the Google sheet where who is giving the opening remarks and who's going to give the closing remarks. Right? I'll mention the lab number. This is lab 1. So the next would be when you have opening and closing remarks, you'll have lab 2, 3. That way onwards it will work. So you can check the Google Drive after 3, so that you are updated with who is going to give the opening remarks and closing remarks for the second lab for role play. Right? Thank you, class. Have a nice day. Thank you.